Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. So what I am presenting to you right now is if you look at the graph associated with this particular video, you're going to see Mother Nature's business model. Now, this is a construct that is very, very different from the abstract idea of what a business is. In the traditional model, it's you have a business owner, you have a business, and then you bring people in. And the problem with that is the order of operations. The order of operations is defining the catalyst and then understanding which of these is the chain reaction. Now, a chain reaction gets 100% a different treatment from the catalyst. This is true in medical, in biology, in human science, in parenting, in relationships, in everything you can possibly think of. This is the be all end all of chain reaction science. That if you address a symptom or a consequence, you're not going to address the problem because it's very much a symptom. It's like you have a leaky faucet and the leaky faucet is creating a run of water across the floor. The symptom is the allotment of location on the floor of where the water is now moving across the floor. Addressing the symptom is like grabbing a rag and wiping the floor. It's going to move. You're going to wipe the floor again. The water's going to come again. You're going to wipe. So you're going to continue this process of just wiping the floor, but the water will always come. By addressing the leaky faucet as the catalyst, which is not going to require a rag, it's going to require your hands, possibly some tools and a plumber. It's going to completely change events in a completely different fashion. What is good for the symptom is never good for the catalyst. Furthermore, what you are doing when you address a symptom is really wasting time. It's like you're on a boat and there's a hole in the boat and the boat is sinking. Now, you can bail water or you can patch the boat. Most people will bail water. Ideally, you want someone to patch the boat while you bail the water, but you need to patch the boat. That's going to be your first primary order of business. So understanding when you're dealing with the catalyst versus the consequence is vital to your success in anything you do. So the very first thing we did in our business model is we addressed the catalyst and the response. And what we noticed when we reverse engineered business, we noticed that where every business in the world goes wrong is their order of operations. Now, this is the very, very first thing we correct in everyone we work with is the order of operations, that your business is just a tool. And that is vital. It is a tool. Now, this is a tool that is very near and dear to your heart because you've built it, you've created it. And I need to remind you that it is the idea that you created, not the business itself. That is a consequence. It's very much like the idea of building a home versus physically laying the stonework and building it. Now, you are still going to have an emotional attachment to the building of said business. However, it is vital that you not lose focus. The focus of every business is problem solution for the people. It is the people, which means, and this is interesting because you see this in some cases where the business owner will have an idea and then there are people. This is what I got when I built my first business is I had the idea and then I had the people and they were there buying the idea from me before I had a brand, before I had a logo, before I had a business, before I had a business name. I was selling the idea. And this is a solid reminder of how business naturally works. In other cases, people will advise you. You don't need anything. Just sell the idea and everything else will fall into place. Now that sounds scary. And honestly, that is high risk, especially if you are making promises to deliver a physical product. You got to make sure that you can deliver. But this is where a lot of people really get things mixed up and confused is because they don't understand the theory that the priority is the people. The people are the catalyst. Now, if you take away the people, you have this beautiful monument, this machine, and it's quiet, it's dusty, it's going nowhere, and there's nothing there. You need fuel for the machine. The people are the fuel. Now, there's three types of people involved in this process. There's the people who are actually processing the machine, and those are your processors. Those are your employees. They process the machine. And then you have the patrons who require your machine to get happiness. And then there is the owner who owns and oversees operations of the process. So you're going to need people in the process, and you're going to need people who are in the patrons. And both are absolutely vital because they are the energy, the fuel that's going into your machine to turn your machine on. So what a lot of people do is it's literally one of three different things. Is you've got the idea, you've got the business, and you're selling it, but you're all so focused on the machine part of it that you're neglecting the health of the patrons and the processors. And as a result, the machine starts to crumble and fall apart because you're so focused on just the machine that you are neglecting those people, and they are the priority. They are the catalyst. The other flip side of this is you've built this glorious machine, you have the machine, and it's turned off and it's not moving anywhere. And you just can't seem to get people inside of it. And that's because you've put all of your attention into the machine instead of the people. Again, you have to nurture, you have to cultivate those people. They are the focus. And then the third type of people are the people who have the people there, the people are lined up, they're buying, but you've neglected the machine. You're not able to handle the workload. So this is where the business owner has to be aware that they have to balance both the machine and the people with processing all at the same time to level it up. In construction, when you build a house, we have the ability, it's really cool, to lift and elevate a house, an entire house from the foundation. You need 5 supports, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got 1 in the core center. And you literally simultaneously lift the house off of the foundation so you can lay out a new foundation. You can even create an entirely new floor and then set the house very gently back down on that new floor. Now, when you do something like this, it is imperative, physics says so, to make sure that when you elevate evenly and equally at the same time. There's a lot of businesses who do not do this. Your business is the exact same way, where one thing will develop faster than the other and it will tip over. And that is one of the things that absolutely causes the collapse of a business, is when you do not elevate and process these things at the same time. The other thing we see is somebody has mastered tier 1. That's where you've done all the work that you need, and then you leveled up. But when you leveled up, I've seen so many of this, where you'll end up with a business owner who doesn't know how to level himself up. So he'll toggle between, I'm going to stay down here on tier 1 instead of coming up to tier 2 while he's managing tier 1. That is a common mistake, where this is the over-controlling business owner, where they won't know how to let go of tier 1 to go over to tier 2. They don't trust people at tier 1. If you have trust issues, first, second, third ethic, you are not going to let go of tier 1 to move on to tier 2. You're going to see that a lot happen in business. So that's one of the things that we work on, is whether or not we have somebody who is absolutely cleaning to that tier 1 because they don't trust the process. Now, a couple things happen at that case. Either they do have trust issues, or they did not do the prep work properly to stabilize tier 1 without them. So they prematurely tried to remove themselves from the process. That's another thing that happens. The other part of what happens is they need to go up to level 2 so they can get the big picture, so they can understand the omniscient point of view of their business. But because they're so busy being down in tier 1 because they have trust issues, they are not able to go into tier 2 to analyze and see how things are. Just because you're a great business owner at tier 1 does not mean you're going to be a great business owner at tier 2. You also need to learn how to be a business owner at tier 3 and at tier 4. The people who are CEOs at the top running their phenomenal big business, those are the people who have mastered the art of business ownership tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. Every tier is going to present completely new challenges. Every one of them has to figure it out. I don't believe that. I believe in math and formulas and statistics. So I don't believe in guesswork. So when you have the formula for every single one of these tiers, you know precisely how to move each one of these tiers up and exactly what is needed. Here's the other thing when you grow, is people grow straight up so that you're growing and then you grow again, but they're not coming out. It is vital that you expand and then grow, and then expand and then grow. The other thing that happens a lot is at tier 2, they expand out, but they don't expand out at tier 1. So you are literally building a pyramid. And when you expand, you want to make sure that you're expanding out this way as well. That's another thing that a lot of businesses do not do. So going into business ownership, this is the other thing, is you have premature success. This is another thing that flops a business over, is you go into your business and you don't anticipate the success, and suddenly your business grows faster than you do. Now, this is where it gets symbiotic. It's beautiful. Your business grows, and what happens is the business pulls you up, and picks you up. And then you pull yours and it picks you up. Now, when you pull and pick up, it slaps you and it catapults you as well. So you have this ladder relationship with your business where each one of you grows and expands on every level, pulling you up to each level. It's a very symbiotic relationship. And this is where you can really feel the business coming to life. And it is a sentient being. It's extraordinary. But you've got processors in there. You have got patrons coming in and you have yourself. All three of those have a network in themselves that are mandatory to manage the entire structure of the business. This is a very complex human structure based off of communication, transaction, and networking. And if you are not absolutely solid on juggling all of these components, the whole thing is going to tumble. Which is why 95% of businesses fail after 5 years, is because they don't understand the complex process of all of this happening. So the question is, do you want to be in business for 5 years, or do you want to be in business for 2 years? Do you want to be in business for 10 years? Are you able to get your business off the ground? All of these things are absolutely contingent upon your comprehension of the ultimate picture when it comes to business. So in the graph that I have there, you're going to see Mother Nature. And that is basically the feeling. It's the inspiration. It's the, ooh, I want to be a business owner. And then you run out and you decide to go be a business owner. Now, the very first thing that hits is the idea. What do you want to do? Now, this is where people evolve faster than their skills, and this is where it can be a problem. If you are ethically evolved faster than your skills, you're going to have a problem because your ethical skills or your ethical IQ is going to be at 5 ethical perspective, but your skills might be at 2, which means you're going to want to be a business owner, but you have not prepared. 100% of all human beings reach the 5th level ethical perspective. 100%. Now, they might stall out at 2, they might stall out at 4, they might pass on into the next realm before they reach the 5th ethic, but ultimately that is where we are going. I mean, there's a whole lot more after that, and that's a whole nother story. But the 5th ethical perspective is the moment when you realize, oh my God, I self-govern and no one can tell me what to do anymore. And your days of 9-to-5 job are over. Absolutely. So eventually, once human evolution gets caught back up to where it's supposed to, everyone's going to be hitting that 5th ethical level, and our entire society is going to be counting on it. We're going to be preparing for, okay, so the 9-to-5 day is something that you're doing prior to that 5th ethical perspective. Now, as soon as you hit that 5th ethic, you're done. So now the timer is clicking. Now, do not take this as an, oh my God, what am I going to do? Take it more as a, oh, this is what's going on with me. So there's people who the skills are there, and then that 5th ethic happens, and they go, oh, look, I've got all these skills, and I'm a 5th ethic. Let's go build a business. They're the ones who go succeed. The ones who hit 5th ethic and they have no skills prepared, they're going, oh, I'm going to go be a business owner now, and I have no skills. So now they do on-the-job entrepreneur training, where they are now quitting their job, building a business, and they have no idea how to do it, and they're toggling and they're struggling. The other people are the 5th ethical perspective who have not prepared, but they're going to wait. Now, this is where it gets hard. This is where it gets really hard, because now you've got to choose. Am I going to endure the 9-to-5 with this person telling me what to do? Oh, good God, why are they bossing me around like I'm 5? In the meantime, you're on the side building your business, and you are rampantly trying to get as many skills and preparations built up so you can bail on this 9-to-5 job because no one can tell you what to do anymore. So this is really what it comes down to, is where are you in these 3 allotments? Have you built up the skills? Are you sitting in that 9-to-5 job, enduring it while you build up the skills and the prep work? Are you cold turkey? Did you cut cold turkey and just say, I'm off, and you go because screw that shit, I'm off, and you can't handle one more day of the 9-to-5, and now you're struggling and you're drowning? That's what I did. And then you've got people who planned on it. They were 2 years old going, I'm going to be a business owner when I grow up. And this is what Rich Dad Poor Dad did. He was like, I'm going to be a business owner when I grow up. And he was 9 and he made that choice. And he spent from 9 years old up preparing for this moment. So when he did get the 9-to-5 job, he knew he was revving up, so that by the time he hit that 5th perspective, I am convinced that Rich Dad Poor Dad got to that point in his life where he said, you know what? I'm 9 and I'm already at the 5th ethical perspective. I'm convinced of it. And there he was, yep, absolutely prepared. So when he got to that 5th ethic and he finally was ready to start doing his own business, he was set and he was like gone. He was gone. So ideally, that's what we want. We want to be going, all right, there's going to become a day where you're going to want to be a business owner. You got to make sure you have the skills set up. That's one of the things we train our people, is to prepare them for this moment. So we get them all trained up. We get you to this point, and then we get you, and then boop, you're gone. You're building a business. So if you are That's the mother nature fifth ethic, and then it moves over to the business owner. So the business owner, they get their idea, they get where they want to go, they put together their idea and their dream. Now, if you have the correct work done with you, if you have the correct learning growth and the life plan all set, you know who you are and what you want to do. It's come to you by this point. So building the idea and the dream is absolutely, it's there for you. Now it's a matter of putting it into materialization. So this is where things get really screwy, because the business owner cannot receive people, but they're already thinking about the people. And the reason why is because the people are going to come. So you have to put a placeholder here. And the placeholder is when the people come, and now there's a placeholder. And then you have to go over here and you have to build the business to receive them. What is that reception going to look like? How is it going to go? How are you going to filter people? How are you going to bring them in? Where are you going to lead them? What is the plan? So when you're building your business journey plan, different from your business plan, when you are building your business journey plan, you are actually putting in action all the different steps of this chain reaction of what you're going to do with these placeholders when they come in. Because as soon as they start pouring in, you're going to want to make sure, you're right, you're all right. You're going to want to make sure that you can receive them. You're going to want to make sure that you can direct them properly. And then as you receive them, that is when those happy people come into your business and you get to work. Now that's going to generate a lot of energy. And that's the energy you want. I call it people energy. It's literally identical to Niagara Falls and the electrical energy mills that they have there, where they're generating the generators. It's a generator. Your business is an energy generator. That's really what it is. It's an energy generator. So it's sitting there generating, and you're getting all of that energy. They're interacting with it. They're getting happy. You're getting all of that emotional energy. You're taking that, and then it's coming back to you. You're getting reviews, and you're going, get reviews. And then you're taking that and you're processing it through. And then you take that happiness and you refuel it back into the cycle. So now you've got a circuit happening where it's you, and you are directing it so that people come in, and then you are siphoning them through, putting them through the machine to get them whatever problem solved that they want. They are generating out all that happiness energy. They're going off and they're telling more people. They're writing reviews. You're getting all the happy juice, and then you're putting it right back into the business again. Now, eventually, and this is tier one, at tier two, you're going to want to remove yourself from the circuit and stand as a manager above that to see how it goes. Now you're going to want to get into operations. Now you're going to have to learn how to do operations and management at the same time in tier one. In tier two, you're going to want to learn how to let go and trust your processors so they can receive, so they can do the generating. So now you've got a circuit. Now you have a self circuit. So you can step back and go, okay, how's everybody doing? And this is where a lot of people falter and a lot of businesses crash. It's because they don't know what they're looking for. What you are looking for is your own general health, because if you are not taking care of you, you're one of the pillars and it's going to crash. The second pillar is absolutely your business machine. How is the order of operations? Is it flowing? Is everything going smoothly? Are you running into hiccups? Are you running? This is like a sieve where if people are coming in and you're losing people and they're dropping off, that means your business machine needs some tweaking. That means that you are not catching all the people. That means you want to tweak things in certain areas to make sure that that flow comes in exactly like water. It's like a leaky faucet. So you're going, oh no, I got drips. You don't want drips, no drips. So you want to make sure that that is fine-tuned, that the process is smoother. This is where you're going to want to do surveys. This is where you're going to want to talk to people. How was the experience? Was the experience smooth? Where did you run into problems? Where was I losing people? Where are people getting a problem? Where is unhappiness occurring? You want the whole process to be happy, 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 happy. So then the next part of this is your community, is your network. Your community and your network is two parts. You've got your patrons and you have your processors, your employees and your staff. Your employees and your staff are replacing you. And this is where a lot of businesses mess this up, is those people are you. They have replaced you. And this is where you hear a lot of, well, good help is hard to find these days. Actually, if you survey and you know what to look for with the 12 ethics, you can find the right people properly for you. You might know how to market in order to get patrons, but does that mean you know how to market to get people in your business? Completely different marketing style. Completely different marketing style. You've got 6 different personalities that you're working with, and most people have no idea. No one knows about these personality types. And as a result, no one knows to market for them. So you've got 2 actual ends here of your marketing. You've got your marketing of getting patrons in, which you might have mastered, you think, but that does not necessarily mean that your staff is at all being marketed properly. I ran an HR, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have run every single department you can possibly think of at every step of the line. There is not a job I have not done in business. So when I worked HR and onboarding, this was something that I noticed immediately was screaming. It was painful. The business owner had grown too fast. He had no idea how to expand, and he was stretched and bare and thin. So he started abusing his employees. The turnover was really low because they were loyal to him and they were there from the startup, but the tension was insanely high. I watched some of the business tactics he do, where it was downright abusive and bullying. I watched the entire office just destroy and crumble over that. I saw two of the people carrying the entire workload. It was extraordinary to watch the entire balance. That being said, is his mood, his temperament absolutely affected everybody on staff, which 100% affected how they interacted with patrons. And what ended up happening is when he was ready to hire out and do onboarding, when I sat down to go over, well, what are you looking for? What do you need? He wasn't able to answer any of the questions. He had no idea what kind of people he would. Well, I just need people. That is not the right answer. That is not the right answer. So it was sitting down and explaining and going through the process of, you've got 6 different personality types here. What kind of people do you want? And the concept of, well, I just need somebody to do the job. The answer is you're going to have 3 kinds of people. And this is really, really where we step in and we do a lot. You have 3 kinds of people. The first kind of people you're going to have are your drifters. These are the people who have no idea what they want in life. They just need a job, so there they are. Do not fool yourself. You have drifters. I have seen so many business owners go, I don't have drifters. Everyone here is a committed, loyal, long-term crews on my ship. No, they are not. You're not in the brig. You are not down in the sewers with the workers. I have heard shit. And then I've sat there and I've talked to the business owner on that front, and I've heard him say shit, and I'm going, dude, you are clueless. Every business has drifters. These are the people who come in and they are just there because they don't know where else to be and they've got to work for something. And they just don't give a shit about their job. They are drifters. The others are the life raft people. The life raft people are the, I am so grateful for this job. I can eat tomorrow. And those are your life raft people. The life raft people usually become drifters. They're just so grateful to have a job and to have food on the table that they don't care and they don't question. They're very dedicated workers until they burn out and become drifters. The third kind of a person is very rare, and it is the unicorn of the business realm, which is the loyal cruise ship member. These are the people who've been with your business for 20 years and they will never leave, most likely because they hate change. So as a result, you end up with a lot of people who are loyal and they do the job, they do the work, they go home. And because they hate change so much, they never leave. Now, you might get 1% of those people who really care about their job. And this is where the business owner goes, okay, I've got my, I wish every person was like you. Actually, no, you don't. You absolutely do not. And this is where, if you think that this is exactly what your business is for, then, well, this is why most businesses fail after 5 years. So this is what's going on in the psychology of this. What's going on is you're not being realistic about what your job is and what your business actually does for people, because it does 2 things for people. The first thing it does is it solves somebody's problem. It solves the patron's problem. But really, it actually solves another problem that no one ever considers, and that is your processor's problems. Your employees also have a problem, and your employees' problem is they need a job. But there's another problem that the employees do not know they have. They actually have the problem of, I have no idea what I want to do in life. I am lost, and I'm just going to sit here until I can't stand it anymore, and then I find another job. That's their problem, that they don't know about it. How amazingly awesome would your business be if you discreetly solved both problems at the same time? Sure, on the surface, you're solving the problem of your patrons. That's easy. We've all got that science down. But what about the other problem of your employees who are drifters looking for the meaning of life, and they just got to make sure they eat, so they're stuck with you until they find something better? That is a problem that is absolutely overlooked by every single business owner. Now, every now and then a business owner will throw together a benefits package. And I'm going to tell you right now, as somebody who's been through the system, it's garbage. It's all garbage. I have yet to see one that's like, wow, this is amazing. In fact, it's all garbage. This is where the Healing Garden is really different. I customized and built a program, an employee benefits package that 100% gives the people what they really want. And then I sat down with all the employees and all the people in all the world, and I interviewed them. And I asked them, what it is you wish you had? What do you want in life? And I interviewed all of them, and they all said the same thing. They want better education. They want better education. Every single one of them across the board. So I went ahead and put together in the Healing Garden, not just a healing program, but also a find yourself program so that those drifters can figure themselves out. Now, here's what's going to happen. They are going to immediately use your business to build their own skills. That's where the drifters are. The drifters are there because they are absolutely looking to build their own skills. You have the life raft people. Those are the people who are going to figure themselves out, and they're going to, while they're there, hey, this is a great experience because while I'm here, I'm getting this education that's free. I'm also getting all of these benefits that are free. I'm getting free mental health care, and it's fixing all of my problems. This is really amazing. And now I can figure out who I am, what I want, and where I want to go. And because this company delivered, I'm going to stay with them for a while because it's giving me free mental health care, good fucking quality mental health care. And while I'm at it, I'm also getting one of the best education systems in the entire world. So I'm just going to stay here for a while. So now you have people who have a massive incentive to want to work for you. Now, this is the best part about what we do. It also comes with a massive stamp of awareness to every single patron, every single employee. It says, we have heard you. We know your problem. We are well aware that there is a mental health crisis. So we are now taking deliberate strategic action to make sure you get everything you need, to make sure you advance your life, because we are aware, we have heard you, and we are helping you take action to end the mental health crisis. Now, because you are doing that, that is doing a lot for your business's credibility and your ethics. Ethical business practice speaks volumes for businesses these days. It speaks everything. So while we break down this business model for you, while we walk you through the process of what you can expect and bringing all this attention into these two problem solvings that you're actually focused on, one of the things that we are 100% doing is providing all of your staff and their families with 100% of the education and the mental health facility that they need. The education that they are getting is literally a plug-in supplement of the education they should have gotten and didn't in school. The education that is available in schools, I like to refer to it as the system's educational system. However, what I provide is the world's educational system. The world runs differently than the system. The world teaches you life skills, teaches you about yourself. It gives you the skills and the education you need to advance it and be prosperous and be productive. It teaches you how to be a business owner. It prepares you for that moment. It takes into account these 6 separate personalities, and it nurtures them into whatever it is they need to be to get to wherever it is they are going. That is what we focus on. While we are doing that, we are taking care of their mental health, which, by the way, significantly affects all business profits. Oh, good God, the statistics are insurmountable. It's in the billions in the United States. It's extraordinary. So that being said, it is absolutely our agenda to make sure your employees are taken care of. We have all the facilities to take care of your employees. In addition to that, we also, we also do guidance counselor systems, where we have a guidance counselor who sits down with each and every person, exactly like we did in high school, except we know what we're doing. So we sit down and we cover the actual guidance counselorship that they should have gotten in high school and didn't. So it's literally this plug-in that fills the gap of the education that they want, that they have been missing from day one, that they're now starting to realize, wow, my educational system shafted me. I'm not at all prepared for life. So we step in and we plug that in for them. So while we're doing that with your employees and their families, we are also making sure the business owner's mental health is taken care of with the exact same system. And we're also giving your entire business machine a makeover to make sure that everything is running in the right order of operation. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, before we go in and we change anything, if that's your concern, there's only 2 things we change. We change your language and we change your mindset. That's all we change. That's it. But I tell you, that is a really big thing. The language part of it is in your marketing and your sales. Sales in our business is referred to as strategic solutions. It takes that order of operations catalyst and goes from sales, 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 and it puts it here with people, 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 people. And that changes your mindset because we changed one word. It's not sales. It is strategic solutions. The second thing we change is your marketing. We educate you on proper, healthy, ethical marketing so that it actually nourishes people. It really nourishes people. It preserves the subconscious mind. It makes sure that the subconscious mind is preserved. There's no manipulation. There's no fear-driven sales pressure, any of that. It's all gone because that is absolutely toxic. We break that down. We give you the education as to why, and we show you something that is 10 times better and far more powerful. And we implement the marketing as well as giving that stamped ethical advertising approval from the Healing Garden, while we also correct the order of operations in your business. And then we go through with an entire diagnostics to make sure that each tier of your business is set right where it needs to so that it's balancing in the proper direction, starting with the business owner's mental health. Welcome to the Healing Garden. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.